Hi everyone. Yes, it's been a while since my last Random Fandom Thoughts video. Not for lack of fandoms to talk about, but for me, a meaningful subject to talk about. This one has been inspired by, I don't know how the best way to put it, a recent re-interest in one of my early fandoms. The font I used to spell thoughts at the start of the video may give you a hint, but it's not just focusing on that particular fandom franchise. What I'm talking about today is something I don't think happens a lot nowadays in, I suppose, cartoons aimed more at adults or the older fan like myself. But there are some shows primarily aimed at children, but older fans will watch them. What started this all off, I've been on some of a sort of nostalgia kick. I've got it's volume 3 from 2003, 2004, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe DVD. Haven't watched it in I literally cannot remember the last time I watched it. I had time yesterday. I've watched the episodes here today, and proper nostalgia kick. Hearing the theme song being sung, the hairs back of my arms, giving me goosebumps. It's had that much of an impact on my childhood, and that brings me to what happens at the end of every episode of He-Man. I think a couple of times in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the 80s, every so often in Transformers, G.I.Joe, Real American Hero. I think, did the Smurfs ever do it, or anything? I mean, my knowledge of this phenomenon is limited purely to cartoons I watch. I said Transformers, Ninja Turtles, He-Man, Thundercats even. I'd like to say it's a fair, it'd be a safe bet to say that a good percentage of cartoons in the 80s, possibly the 90s, I don't know, in Mask as well, they've done as well, what were known in America as the public service announcements, sort of life lessons, warnings. The characters, most of them actually in character or in the same section in the same episode. A little 2-3 minute long message relating to what happened in that episode. The story actually took part in the episode and explaining this is what happened to me or to this other character. It worked out well for me, it might not work out for you. Because they're public service announcements, I'm assuming the United States government and or the networks who actually aired these episodes or pay the money to get these episodes produced, whether they had to do it, whether they didn't have a choice, or if the producers of the show said, we'll do them anyway. I don't know full facts. I will put a link to, it's actually a compilation of all public service announcements from He-Man, so I'll put a link in the comment section below, or in the description box below. But my Random Fandom Thoughts of today, I'd like to think they made a big difference to children of that decade, like myself, say grown up kids and like just honest, good, well-intentioned message about the dangers of taking drugs, smoking, looking after your body, not talking to strangers, all I say common sense things, but where it was done, this is how I see it, it was done so the children love these characters. I love these TV shows and their adventures, so they'd pay more attention to He-Man saying, oh, don't do drugs, or the Ninja Turtles about exercise. it was done across the board from what I can tell. And that was the whole point, is making a difference to these kids' lives, 80s, 90s, whenever they were watching his programme, whatever age they were at the time. Now, I don't recall any cartoon, animated series, whatever you want to call them, since then, or especially sort of early, mid-90s onwards, doing those at the end of an episode. Whether it was something that was just decided it's not going to happen anymore, whether it didn't make that much of a difference, whether broadcasting regulations across the planet changed, I don't know. Or it could be any number of reasons. But what I have noticed, and I know these are not shows I watched for a while, I've caught glimpses of, or friends have told me, or I've read online, or I've seen a meme, or I've seen it somewhere online. More recent shows such as My Little Pony, Friendship's Magic, I think Steven Universe, and maybe other shows as well. They don't do public shows announcements, but the characters are more well-rounded, more up-to-date, and more of this time. I think it's the 21st century, 2018, crying out loud. Yeah, sort of putting the message across without making it obvious. I mean, for example, in Steven Universe, for what I can tell, there are characters who are non-binary, transgender, all across the spectrum, on the LGBT spectrum. All these kinds of things that in today's society, a good percentage of us, like myself, doesn't care what your orientation is, what gender you identify as, just despite what physical gender you are. All these kinds of things that, for most of us, we don't care. That's all part of modern day life. But for some of these children, maybe for a great number of the children who watch and enjoy these shows, and older fans, they do it this way, so you're learning important values, how to be tolerant towards everybody and anybody, regardless of physical gender, the gender they identify with, their orientation or lack thereof, their spiritual beliefs, what else? Spiritual beliefs, their life values, or whether they are vegetarian, vegan, or like whatever their sort of customs of their community, of their culture, and their faith and religion. We take it in our stride. My question is to you, whether you want to leave a comment in the section below, or you want to do a response video. Do you think how they're done in cartoons nowadays, of teaching kids to be more open-minded and tolerant to and sort of understanding other people's life values and beliefs and cultures, is it done better now because it's just part and parcel of the episode, of that continuity and that franchise and fandom, or do you think would something similar to the public service announcements of the older cartoons needs to be done, specifically right at the end of the episode, explaining what happened in the episode? Is this what happened? It happened okay, it went well, it could have gone worse, be careful. Do you think we should go back to that way? For me personally, I mean, they were fun, but there might be some kids who, if it was done like this, they'd watch the cartoon, because these ones are 20 odd minutes long, these He-Man episodes. As soon as you finish the episode, that's it, on to the next one. But for me, say a program like My Little Pony, Friendship's Magic, that's teaching important lessons to kids of look out for your friends, understand what they do and don't do, why they do and don't do it. It's not obvious to them, but they'll just pick it out at all. If a play, for instance, one of the characters, their friend, has been really quiet really recently and they're dealing with an issue of some kind, and they think, and then sort of in the episode they show how they dealt with the situation. There may be a child or older fan watching the episode, notice the exact same or similar attitudes and how one of their close friends has been behaving. They think something might be up, I'll go and check on them, which I think it could be a good idea. It could work a lot better. But those are my thoughts and opinions, guys. Like I say, if you want to leave a comment below, or if you want to do a response video, by all means, please do. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. I'm not sure when the next one will be, but there will be a few more in this series. I enjoy doing these, so just put the links with the last one a fair while ago. So, thanks again for watching, guys. If you're not already subscribed, please feel free to do so. If you do, please hit the notification bell so you know when my next video is uploaded. And if you think this video is worth sharing, what other friends see it, please share it on. I'll post it on Twitter, but if you want to share it on your own page, on Twitter, on Facebook, please do so. So, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all soon.
Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.